I think that's about it. Let's get started then. I'll start out by reading a poem that I wrote last night. This was based on the sand picture that we had in the poetry packet. I wrote this in an hour, and it has it's double-sided, so there's a lot of lines to it. I'm cleaning it up right now. It's not finished, but it's basically about a guy who is looking to give his wife one last wish. She's ready to pass away from cancer, and all she wants to do is go to the beach. And he brings basically buckets of sand and dumps it into the dining room to help her experience that. So that was based on that picture that we did yesterday. So here goes. I never understood doctors when it came to giving advice. If someone's going to die, why do they tell them to eat a balanced, healthy meal, get exercise, and come in for checkups? Why don't they tell them to eat all the ice cream they never tasted? To try a mango while it's in season? To ride a bike in the streets of Rome? To tell strangers that they love them and watch every movie, dance to every song, and read every book that Oprah tells them to read. When they tried to give my wife advice, she only thought of the beach. Remember the beach, she would say? She would go there every day until she was too sick to leave her bed for more than 15 minutes at a time. Like an unwanted guest that has overstayed his welcome, the cancer made itself comfortable in her brain, in her breasts, in her marrow, and in her liver. And when she lost all of her hair and she could barely look at me anymore without her eyelids fluttering like hummingbirds to stay open, all she would say is, "Remember us on the beach." Of course I do, I would say. The first time I saw her, I didn't dare speak to her. The only opening line I could come up with was, "Do you like hot dogs?" It was the best I could do. Why did she ever come up to talk to me anyway? Did she feel sorry for me, or was she tired of me watching her from a distance? It doesn't matter now. She can barely speak anymore, but I know she wants the beach. I go to the basement and take a bucket from when our house flooded. She looked so cute that night, splashing me with water, her jeans rolled up to her knees. She was so cute she could have talked me into anything that night. I took the bucket and made my way to the beach. I reached back, bucket over my head, and drove it in the sand like a lumberjack drives an axe into a tree. I carried the bucket back to the house, opened the windows, and let my love pour in one grain at a time. I spent all night carrying that bucket back and forth, stealing sand and hiding it in our dining room. God got me through that night. I asked Him to help me again and again. Help me pour the buckets, Lord. I need your strength to help me continue walking, carrying, living. Help me pour the buckets, Lord. Tell me it's not that far. Tell me we're almost there. Tell me it'll all be worth it in the end. Tell me it'll make her live again. Remind me again of how you are in control. Remind me again of how I have to submit. On both knees, head gently placed in concentration to the ground. Remind me again that I have to let her go. Remind me that there's something wonderful after this life, Lord. Help me pour the bucket, Lord. And when we were through, I thanked Him and raked the sand like a groundskeeper. I splashed a little water on a few buckets of sand so we could make sand castles. The dining room beach was far from perfect, with shattered pieces of shells, forgotten cigarettes, and one crab. But it didn't matter if it wasn't perfect. She was perfect enough for the both of us in that room. When she woke in the morning, I carried her down the stairs and had her close her eyes. I reached out my hand and removed her slippers. She took one step forward and her toes sunk into the grainy sand. She lifted her feet and let the sand pour from between her toes as if her foot was an hourglass. I held a seashell to her ear and told her to sleep with it next to her tonight so she could hear my love while she slept. I could have built her a castle the size of our house that night and built an impenetrable door. Crocodiles would have surrounded the water in the castle, and I would have used our secret passageway to climb up vines and sneak a kiss at night. As I carried her to bed, we left trails of sand on every step of the house. When I returned downstairs, I asked God if we could keep the sand, if we could do this again, and He said someday. I need her now, He said, but one day I'll let her come back, and she will have a bucket, and together you will take the sand back to the beach, bucket by bucket, loving grain by loving grain, and you will walk barefoot again, and you will ask if she likes hot dogs again. And she would say, "Remember the time you brought me to the beach?" And you would say, "Of course I do." All right.
Come here, Yale.
You can yell all you want.
Okay.
Alright. Let's remember, all we want to do is listen. That's the best gift we can give someone, just to listen to them. The judges will put the scores on the back, and then we'll get moving very, very quickly. Okay? Go for it, Chip.
Okay, so we had to do the inner forum poetry repeated lines, so I did that. And it's called Dance Like. Dance like no one was watching, but you wish they were. Dance like it was the last time you'll ever have limbs. Dance like you was the girl who had been brokenhearted so many times and you was given the last chance to mend those pieces. Dance like you was the last person on earth and your moves repopulated the world. Dance like you were the kid who was outcast and your moves brought people close to you. Then you realized you didn't need them because you were so used to being alone anyway. But you continue to dance anyway because that's your thing. Dance like you're a bench player and one day you were put in, you shot the game-winning shot. Dance like your favorite song was on repeat forever and it never got old. Dance like one move created world peace. Dance like the world, like your moves was the last thing to save the world from 2012. Dance like it was the sound of your last heartbeat, which sounds like the beat of one triumphant drum. Dance like your feet didn't work, but you'll go blue in the face just trying to make them. Dance like you found that your mother wasn't really your mother, but you didn't mind because you didn't really like her anyway. Dance like you heard stories that your father has been dead, but just one night he was back in your life. Dance like the world turned their backs on you, but God opened the heavens, and now you was the only one there with everyone down looking upon you. Dance like you never had rhythm, but all of a sudden this one night, you're great. And it was a beat that you didn't miss. Dance like you never had to listen to another adult. Dance like you could blast the speakers without worrying about going deaf. Dance like you was wilding out on the rooftop and everyone was looking at you through a telescope, just thinking that you're that one bright shining star. Dance like it was the revenge of the nerds. Then you came to understand that just because you have glasses don't make you a nerd. Dance like it was Sunday dinner, every day. Dance like you was on a shopping spree with no limit. Dance like your shadow didn't move with you, so that way you'll never forget a moment in time where you once stood. Dance like you got straight A's and your father finally said, "I'm proud of you." Dance like you got everything you ever wanted and still had enough to give everyone else. Dance like the pen was out of ink and you couldn't finish your test, which was good because you didn't study for it anyway. Dance like your heart jumped out of your chest and you had to catch it seconds just before anyone else held it and broke it. Dance like you was a Jew standing on Hitler's grave. Dance like it was the nightly crusade, but the sun never rose. Dance like you just beat a case that would put you away for 30 years. Dance like the teacher never gave homework, but dance like all jobs let you work from home. Dance like a close relative just become famous, and now you know you about to be rich too. Dance like you had a secret place to go to, and no one else was allowed. Dance like everything in the world was white, but your moves brought colors. Dance like school was only on weekends, and every other day was a half a day. Dance like you never would again. Then you recognize that you have just awakened from the world's greatest dream. Dance like you just found out that the letters in dreams stands for dance rules everything around me.
Let's get our scores up there and see what we have from the judges.
Wait, I can't see your head.
We need a new marker.
We have to go. I'm blind.
You go first, pass the marker, and then pass again. What do you got for Lauren? 8.3. What else? Close. Scale of 1 to 10.
8, like 2 points?
Yeah, whatever you want. Or just like a whole number, like something. We got an 8.3, we got an 8, or just a flat out 8, so 16.3. Really good so far. 8.5. So 8, 16, 24.8. So 24.8%. We don't have much time. We gotta keep moving really quickly. What's that? It's out of 10. That's a really good score, and a lot of poetry slams are gonna get maybe like a 6 or a 7. So those are good. No, that's good. Like if they do a good job, don't be afraid to give them that much. That's good. That's an excellent score. I'm saying if she were to go to like the Green Mill or something like that, you would be doing really well. You'd be in like first place. Right? Well, you are because you're the only one. At the end of it, you would be because that's really good score. All right, great.
I have an inner four poem. It's called "Be There for Me." As I was there for you, can you be there for me? Be there for me like a shepherd was there for his sheep. Be there for me like Jesus was there for his disciples until they betrayed him for material objects. Be there for me like Martin Luther King Jr. was there for you, and you. Be there for me like a German shepherd is there for his fellow police companion. Be there for me like Lois was there for Peter. They were some type of couple. Be there for me as if you were the father I never had. Be there for me like the soil in the ground is held to fertilize the flower that grows in the garden of hope. Be there for me like Mickey Mouse is there for Minnie. Be there for me like the waffle cone is there for the double scoop chocolate sundae ice cream. Be there for me like the heartbeat is there to keep the warm blood flow going through our minds to create peace and not disasters. Be there for me like Obama is there for his country, supporting his people who hate him because of the color of his skin. Be there for me as if I gave birth to the last child ever to be born at the end of the world.
Take a couple markers, we can do them together. Here you guys. Alright, let's see what we got.
Now.
We've got a 7.9, a 7.9. So 15.8 so far, and then Tyler's got what? You got 5 seconds. It's just your opinion on the poem. That's all it is. You don't have to base it on anybody else.
Nobody looking
And 8, so that's 14, 22,
91.
23.8. 23.8. Right? 714. Yep, 23.8.
We should get Mr. Jess.
Good job, Real. Ryan's up next.
Who's Ryan?
That's fine.
All right, go for it,
I
Ryan.
don't like how you say it. I was like, yeah, I'm Jesse and
Ryan, good pace to finish sentence.
Ah, it's you. I'd been hoping I would not see you again. You who text during class and then complains when you fail on the test. You who talks about sex as if we weren't simply procreating and it wasn't the most emotional thing you've ever gone through. Because if it was the former, you wouldn't talk about it. If it was the latter, you would keep it to yourself. You, the Twilight fans, you, the Cyrus stalkers, you, the Bieber ballers, and you, the Jonas Monkeys. You, who led this great nation into the gutters by not caring what the banks did with their money, just like a parent who didn't care that their child was buying drugs so long as you could get some too. You, who insults other beliefs but doesn't expect other people to do the same to yours. You, who followed your friend by smacking me but was surprised when I kicked you in the knee. You, who compared me to the ugliest man on the planet. You, who confuses pain and pleasure. You, who call other girls bitches, but you are too mad. Like, crap. You who are too blinded by your beauty products to realize that you are one too. You who say, this dick. You who say, God has saved me, I am free. But you do not understand that you are instead condemned by God to live with people like you, who write down random shit, call it art, and then submit it as rap. I scream out against the world, yet I only hear echoes as it bounces off the walls of conformity that you helped build. You! I fought in your general direction! Ha!
8.7. And he memorized some of it too. That is some tough stuff. 9.5. And submits this, man. Those are some good lines. What do we got, Lauren? 9.5, 8.7, 8.5. So 16. 25, 26, 26.7. Wow, excellent. Kelly, awesome job, Ryan. That's good. All right, guys, we gotta keep moving. We gotta get through. We gotta get through all the slam poets today. I mean, we're running low on time already. So.
Yeah, that one by 8.
All right, go for it, Kelly.
Okay, alright. That's not that exciting. Okay. Have you ever wondered why through all the lies the birds still always sing, while bounds infect the gracious skies a lovely tune birds bring? Have you ever imagined a humanless earth, leaving birds alone in their nests? Would the planet still know all its worth? Without us, would it be best? Have you ever recalled an occasional time when you appreciated their song, or throughout the world of hate and crime, we're too busy with everything wrong? Eventually your chances will run out one day, and all the birds will have flown away.
I like the symbolism. What do we got? 8. No, that was not. That was good.
That was awesome.
You read it with good pace. Good job. 8, 8, 7, 24 for Kelly. I'm sorry, 23. Round of applause for me trying to do math today.
I told you.
No, Mr. Toast.
Rita.
Mr. Toast.
Does anyone want to switch? What do you mean?
He doesn't want to go last, you see.
Oh yeah, you gotta go early.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, I don't.
As long as we keep going, we should get there.
Yeah.
We'll try.
Are we gonna be able to get there?
Oh, you want to go today?
We'll try.
No, I
Not
don't.
the only one.
Wait, has the camera been recording?
Yeah, it's been on this whole time.
Okay,
Alright,
those of you who were here yesterday, this is the one I read yesterday, but the final copy, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. It all started as a beautiful fantasy. Quicker than I could process it became reality. My desire wasn't to be anything more than your acquaintance. Within time, I began to comprehend that I wanted to be with you till the end. I became a piece of you as you became a piece of me. With you, I wished to be for eternity. We had our life plan set to initiate, but falling for you was my worst mistake. Everything we had was magical. When with one another, we were inseparable. Who would ever think that when things got hard, you would run out on me just like everybody? You knew I was right and he was wrong. You saw the proof, and even then you chose to do me wrong. Because of the struggles that life put in our way, you chose for us to go our separate ways. You tore me apart, shattered my heart, crushed my hopes, and diminished my dreams. Unfortunately, my heart from you I'll never redeem. If there's something I now have clear, room for you in my life, there will always be my dear. If my lover you can no longer be, give me the pleasure to befriend you for perpetuity.
You're going to be in the yearbook for that, which is going to be awesome. So they told me. 8. Let's see what we got here. We've got a 7 for Colton. The judge is doing okay so far? Are we in agreement so far?
This isn't going on.
No, I just want to make sure we're in agreement. What do we got? 7, 7, and then Tyler.
Put a 7.
Thinks about it first. I know, he's really putting on to this.
He doesn't
We need an answer, 2 seconds.
Mr. Ochoa, this is going on Wolfpack News.
7, 14, 20.9. Awesome job. Excellent job, son. Keith, you're up. And again, these would all be great scores, honestly, at a poetry slam.
Mr. Ochoa.
Yeah, for sure. Unless someone wants to switch you guys to go up.
But are we doing the poetry?
All right. Go for it, Peter.
Mine's kind of short, but Orion. In a galaxy far, far away. No, actually, it's right in front of our 2 eyes. Those countless stars in the sky that we behold during the night simply rest on the space we call our galaxy. Those exact same stars that receive millions of wishes each and every day that pertain to different desires. I wish I had money. I wish I had a girl, and I wish I had a home. Well, the galaxy only knows one universal language, and it's, "Come discover me right now!" Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, elementary, nebulas, moons, black holes, sure we know those. But we still have yet to take the risk in going to our vast galaxy to discover what it truly is, our own self-being. We have yet to count down till our space shuttle named Knowledge and Understanding launches and lands on the vast planet called our brain. Astronomy looks like shit compared to this. We need to be our own navigator in Galileo, seething through our individual subconscious, trying to find the answer to the fill-in-the-blank questions that lay before us, asking, if we're lost, can we truly find our way home by looking at that North Star? Maybe one day those countless asteroids that revolve around our cranium will come together to form just one big planet to add to the collection. Or maybe one day we'll go out and discover that the galaxy is something we can't just simply discover, but instead we need to embrace. 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
That metaphor, I like the way that you use your hands. I like everything about that. 8, 16, decent, 25.8. Awesome job. Blake, come on up.
Blake, why did you put your name on top of my name?
Hey, Blake. What time do we get out?
35.
35?
Yeah. 38, I think. Blake. Are you all set?
Wait, what?
Do the beat.
You all set, guys? All right. Go for it.
Alright, this is like an metaphor poem. It's called Don't Hate. Don't hate me for my size. Don't hate me for my eyes. Don't hate me for my lips or my hips. Don't hate me for my style or this pretty little smile. Don't hate me for my talent or because I'm gallant. Do you hate me because I'm cool? Because I'm cooler than you? Do you hate me because I'm confident? Do you hate me for my skills? Do you hate me because I give you chills every time I walk through the door? Could I ask for anything more? You know what? Haters keep on hating, and those bad things you keep on saying, I'll keep on taking. Because I'm on my way to the top, and there's not a damn thing you can say to make me stop.
Good wrap up there, Tim. See what we got? We got a 9. And I like the swinging hips up here. 16. 25.9. That really 26. Wait, this is going to be close. I need to calculate it for this. 816. I think it's 30.6.
I'm not reading it.
30? How did we get to 30?
26.6. Oh.
1 point.
Very close. 1 point off. 26.6. Excellent job, Wade. Someone else is in charge of the math now.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. Ready, Jess? Yes. Off by 0.1. Go, Jess.
Pipe down. Hi, you have a mustache.
Fire your poem.
No, I just looked back there and had a mustache. I didn't have one 2 seconds ago. Alright. My poem is called Come. Come sing a song, come dance a dance, come live the life. They say that there's a better place, but is the grass always greener on the other side? Come sing a song, come dance the dance, come live the life. Where the sun shines high, the sounds never stop. Come sing a song, come dance a dance, come live the life. The party never stops, the music's always bumping, feet always moving. Live your life how you want, sing your song, dance your dance, live your life.
See what we got, judges? Gotta keep us moving. A lot of poems about dancing today.
He's graduated.
6.4. 7.4. 7.
We'll have our own
Tyler, come on, we're losing daylight here. 7.2, 7.14, 20.9. 20.9. Timer out, or you're gonna just go as is?
I think we're gonna go as it is. Should we go right now?
All right, Israel. Let's go Israel and then let's go. I don't know if someone else wants to speak. No, we're probably gonna have to go to
No, that's fine.
all right, guys. All right, go for it, Israel.
Alright, I wrote a prose poem, and the title is The Game of Love. Sitting down watching a volleyball game, just 3 seats away from the one who adored me a month ago. I have yet to be forgiven for the things I said while I was drunk with anger. The game ends and she leaves without a glance in my direction. My emotions start a civil war inside. Anger is consuming sadness. A girl comes by and asks why I did not say hi. My anger grows and fights to be released. This anger transforms into a magnificent ball of energy, resulting in a broken heart and hand. Now I realize she will never love me again.
Dear darling, little rascals.
Today for your home. I had
7.7, 14, 22.8, 22.8 for Israel. George.
No, we're going to use it.
22.8.
Yes. All right.
George.
George is up. Go for it, George.
My poem's called No Diving.
Okay.
Deep within my soul, I am shallow. It's hard to admit it, but it's true. I care about the labels. I care about what they show me on the cable. I care about the Fendis. I care about the Mercedes. I care about the tags. I care about what I read in the mags. I care about brand names. I wouldn't rock a plain shirt unless it was a Hanes. Deep within my soul, I am shallow. I care about a girl's appearance, not about her brilliance. I care about what she looks like, not about her gay friend Mike. I care about her figure. I don't care about her favorite actor. Everyone says it's what's on the inside. I feel like everyone just says that out of habit. And really, they're just full of shit. Deep within our souls, we're shallow.
I like
A 7.8.
Louder.
Yeah, you can read like Napoleon.
I'm nervous.
Says the man in the 15, 24.8. 24.8. Nice. Who's next there?
No.
I can't see. Marla, come on up.
I don't know what's going on here.
All right.
Yeah, if they actually do is here.
Only a few more. Let's try and get through these here. Go for Marla.
What time are you at here?
38.
Puzzle pieces scattered on the floor, just waiting to be something more. Struggling to find a perfect fit, but everything just seems to miss. I sit here cold and alone, just wishing I had someone to help me with this disaster. I want to scream, I want to shout, all I want to do is just let it all out. Frustration sets in, and nothing takes this pain away. Giving up is all that seems to be on my mind. Maybe giving up would be easier. Maybe if I stare out into the pain, it'll just consume me more and more each day. So all that's left to me are memories of the spirit I used to be. I know life isn't a fairy tale. Nothing ever goes the way you want it to. But can't I just get a break for once? I wish I had a genie in a bottle, a magic lamp, a prince to come on his white horse stallion and save me. I wish I had a flying carpet to take me away to a kingdom and live happily ever after. I want a fairy tale. I want my fairy tale. I just want a happy ending to this never-ending misery. So I cry. Cry for pain, cry for longing, cry for hoping. Cry for loss. Cry for the friends that come and go. Cry for the love that never was. I cry because this is how I let it show. This is how I let you know. If I'm not dead, then this must only make me stronger. If I'm not broken, then I must be unbreakable. If I cry, then it must mean there's still something left to do. Over time, these tears will disappear. Stains on my cheeks will fade away. Someday I'll be whole again. The pieces to my puzzle will be put back together. I'll be a masterpiece for you to marvel at. Someday I'll cry for joy. I'll cry for happiness and painless nights. I'll cry for all the wrong made right. Because someday I'll win my fight.
Good repetition of lines, good emotions. See what we got here. We've got 8.4, 7.7, 8.7, 16, 23, 24.8. 24.8 for Marla. Tyler! We only got a few more to get through. We're doing an excellent job. This is actually one of the better slams, honestly. Yeah, I didn't feel like Alright, Tyler's up. Go for a time.
Alright. I still remember the day that I realized I was breathing. Everything changed. Up until then, I was invincible. I was God, but as a kid. I would walk along the beach and stop to build a sandcastle, but it was more than a sandcastle. People really lived inside, and always happy and dancing about. I built the houses for them to sleep, and the walls to keep them safe. In my spare time, I would go to space to collect the stars and create an image, any image that I wanted to create. I could talk to animals, and I was friends with all of them, especially the lion. I was a child, so innocent, and then it hit me when I was breathing. And then I realized one day I am going to die. Everyone will die, and that is the way of life, so live it. Live it up like the rock star that made his childhood dreams reality. Or the hobo that knows the secret in life lies not with money or a house or material things, with happiness. Be happy like the couple running through the forest to the edge of the cliff. Be happy like the couple running on the beach through the forest to the edge of a cliff where they jump together hand in hand into the water below, holding caves of mystery and life. So when you see the stairs that lead to the top of the mountain and decide to climb them, feel free to yell penis because you know you want to. And you know everyone that hears it will laugh. And when you laugh, you smile. Take every breath in, hold it until you do what makes you happy, because life means much more.
Realizing for the first time that you breathe and you're alive. It's awesome. Good line. So we got here 8.7. 8.7. 7.9.
What are you doing?
16. 23.9. 24.6. 25.3. 25.3. Jumps up.
Funny or serious?
Funny seems to be winning right now.
We've got two
Funny
more
seems to be
left.
winning
Maybe
right now.
one extra minute. We can do that.
Funny
When it's
seems to be
It's
winning.
not that funny, it's just weird.
Go, Jeff. We got time. We got time. Shh. All right. Go for it.
Finish chewing first.
Yeah.
Still chewing the bagel?
Took me 2 seconds. They gotta sit down too.
All right, we're all good.
That was more than 2 seconds.
Hang the politicians and elect the bum. Hang the summer blockbusters and anesthetize their fun. Hang the fools on MTV. Hang them all. Don't speak to me. Hang the beaters with the colored rope. Hang the warheads that give us hope. Hang the rich man that says no. Hang the commercials on the radio. Hang the racists and the KKK. Hang the fags who hate the gays. Hang the man who says I can't. Hang the love that you never lent. Hang the stereotypes and bigots all. Hang the minds that built the wall. Hang the bullets that make soldiers bleed. Hang the deaths that steal mothers' sleep. Hang the stars without originality. Hang the death of creativity. Hang the tears that children try, and hang the dreams that never fly. Hang the world with acquiesce. Hang on tight, then pray for the best.
9.2, 9.5, 98, 27.9.
Yeah!
One of the highest scores ever in our poetry slams. We
Our judges don't know.
we have a couple minutes left. 0.9. Tim is the last one up here. I want to stress real quick while we're getting set up for this last poem. It honestly is not about who wins or who loses. If you would like something submitted on the web. Taylor Molly.
Yeah.
You just was like, I don't want to start.
No, Taylor Molly, I love Taylor Molly, I look up to him and stuff, but the reason why the Poetry Slam was started so people could get together and hear each other read poems and spread the word of poetry and things like that. And he's very gifted and all that stuff. But it honestly is, it is about the competition if you make it about the competition. But at the heart of it all, it's just about people getting together and listening to poetry, and that's what we did today, and that's
Wow.
One more poem, one more poem.
One more, let's go,
All right.
Silly man.
If we go like a minute or two late, I'll email your next block teachers and let them know that we're running a bit late. We just want to get through our last one and close up with the winner. If you sign up for the open mic, we'll finish on Tuesday.
We got banned.
Oh, yeah, you can. Not yet though.
Blake,
Although,
middle C.
I don't know.
Let's just say yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go for it, Tim.
Yeah.
My conclusions always suck because goodbye is the hardest note to hit.
highest sopranos and the lowest basses, still strive to hit that note. Little do they know, it is middle C.
Beautiful. Short to the point and sweet. What do we got here? What's our final score?
They have no idea what to put for that. They have absolutely no idea what to put for that.
What's our final score? That's like Andy Kaufman-esque. What do we got? What's the score? Come on, I need something. You got 2 seconds.
That was beautiful.
9.2, 7, 9, 26.2, and the winner at the end of the poetry slam is Jephthah. Excellent job, everybody. We'll finish the open mic on Tuesday. I'll get your poems before you leave. Phenomenal job. I'm really excited to read these.
That was awesome.
Awesome job, everyone who participated. Great job, guys. Yeah, you guys.
It's on now.
This poem's called Stone Tears. It goes a little something like this. I see what you mean, said the robin as it flitted down the steps. The stone stopped crying, a hesitation only for a moment, and continued filling the lake beneath it with the endless water within it. Its face misshapen, its body maimed, it cried for the beauty it once held. The robin flew to its shoulder, sighing, "Stop crying, please." The wind blew hard, air filling the stone through the holes at its top. I know the creatures have skinned you, dug you hollow, made you look like them. But when they are gone, you will remain, and Mother will congratulate you. Once they are gone, you will be made beautiful again. Suddenly the door at the top of the steps opened. The robin flew away, too scared to think of the stone's sorrows. The woman stepped down through the haze, silk robe, wooden sandals, straw hat, her raven hair flowing down about her graceful body, and sat. She sat on the bottom step, admiring the sight of the lake behind her house. It was early morning, and the sun had not yet peeked over the horizon to check on the earth. Instead began playing its sleepy gray light across the sky. The woman yawned and reached to her left, grasping her bamboo fishing rod, and cast it into the lake. She looked about at the beauty of the peach trees in bloom, of the pure silver sky, of the crane far off with its subtle grace, and finally of the statue beside her. She smiled up at her stone reflection, and it smiled back relentlessly. Neither knew of the other's intentions. The stone sat frozen, in a way, with fear. The silent sobs had been delayed. It regarded the woman as a destroyer and a tyrant like the rest of her people. It could not understand the stupid smile it had been forced to wear, like an ironic little joke. The woman, having caught no fish, stood, realizing it was too early to be awake. She drowsily returned to her bed. When she was gone, the robin returned, seeking to comfort the stone, which began to cry once more.
The Paul Curtis experience. I still picture that PowerPoint, but thank you, Mr. Curtis.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Everyone. No. I have a little disclaimer for everybody before we start.
Oh, there you go.
Will you all just please excuse our lack of musical quality today, because we ourselves have excused our lack of preparation. So let's begin. I'm Jephthah, but I'm not the important one here. This is Israel.
All right. They don't need to see me.
Why don't you?
Tim wearing like...
That's Tim wearing a scarf, and this is...
Oh, this is Nick.
Oh, you're Paul Curtis.
Oh, Paul Curtis. What?
Anyways, let's go. Shooby-doo-wop, 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 shooby-doo-wop. Henry was born, he didn't get his joy, he didn't get his treats, he had to eat his beats. Yes, Henry cried. It was a dude, he couldn't help his mood, didn't get his girl, this made him want a girl. Henry was a man, he had a son named Dan. Dan didn't like the cops and didn't respect his pops. And this made Henry cry. No, play it. Henry was old, he doesn't have a home. So why'd he live his life so completely filled with strife? This made Henry
Thank you, the Paul Curtis.
You guys are hilarious.
I love it. How long did that take to practice?
We did.
We did. What
If you want to be-
What notes are you playing?
Huh?
What notes is everyone playing?
Are you guys going to stay together or break up or something? I don't know.
Tim's making a, no, Tim's making a solo album.
Yeah.
There's actually sheet notes that say the Paul Curtis experience up here.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean we practice at all. That was literally our first run through of the song.
Did you ever separate from each other?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
You guys are something else.
I can honestly say I've never seen anything like that.
No, wait, there's one more verse.
We're not going to the park side.
All right, we have Israel, and then Tim, and then Jephthah, and then I think that's it. Ah.
Alright, so my poem is called Barney the Bunny. Alright. Barney the Bunny wanted to hop. Barney the Bunny wanted to flop. She went to the window and looked outside. Her idea to open the window went untried. She saw a doggy door down low to the floor. She ran into it and swore, for the door was locked and she could not get out. So she went to her bed and started to count.
No, you're supposed to have time to say that. Is it? Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
You have to do your phone.
Oh yeah.
And one about the fucking
Just have to go say it in both. Alea says it's so good. She's like, oh yeah.
Wait, Blake. Can Nick go after you? Before you? Right before you? No, Nick. Go before you.
You're coming to the city.
He just ran out and say somewhere.
Next time.
It's simply so that every person ever met also doesn't write their phone.
Jeff, you need this too?
Yeah,
Alright. Go for it, Tim.
Can I take a vote which poem I should do?
Alright.
Toenails of a
Toenails.
yoga instructor or moral panic?
Toenails.
Moral panic.
What?
Okay. Sex is coursing through the streets. Deviancy knocks at every door. Better lock it. Better lock that door. Don't want your child to become a whore. Chaos floods the cities. Abomination parade. Ticker tape to celebrate their own wicked existence. Bar up the door. Do not let them get through. You're safe here with your television. and followed by the despicable ones, something worse yet, crack-smoking pedophiles. Hey, I recognize more than 2 or 3 of them. Oh Lord, not just your average Joe no more. All that house is containing all the people once thought so normal, so innocent, and yet to culminate in a consensus such as this. Where are my neighbors, my friendly lawn mowers, and the straight couples I invite to dinner? And what of the children? Now I see they are running naked in the streets, with nothing to hide but themselves. I see my own daughter held up by 5 nude Greeks. I rush to the TV and smash to bits every piece of skin I see. Oh no, what about me? What about me? Silly man, won't your wife suffice for tickling your fancy? Now that I think of it, no, no. I rush to the computer and save every bit of skin I see, and then back to the window I flee. My son, surrounded by women, how proud I am of he. And then, where am I? Have I gone mad? I stick out my tongue and on it falls a piece of ticker tape. I never even knew what that was until this day. I look left, right, above and beyond, and I see I'm comfortably sitting on a throne atop the highest and grandest float in the magnificent and grand parade.
Yeah,
No,
read that one.
Yeah, the different one.
It's like Ginsburg and Kerouac there.
I like that one.
That's where you go. Did you want to read the toenail one?
Read the toenail.
You should
Read it.
the toenail one.
Give it to someone else to read it.
Let's see. Personal, guys.
Yeah, really
Dirty.
very
Jetta?
intimate stuff
I
there.
don't want to stop anyone from walking.
Right,
We
anyways.
got a few more left and then we'll finish.
I love him.
Do you have your phone? Okay, good.
Very dodgy, very dodgy.
Oh, this is another silly poem. Green screen! There's green writing on the screen. This is the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. Green is for money and sick cats, not for strange computer screens on Macs. Green is for Christmas trees and traffic lights. These neon green words just hurt my eyes. I wonder why the color green exists. Why have color at all? I wonder this. I mean, without the color green, there wouldn't be any trees. I guess that's important because it's hard to breathe. Green means go in America, but that doesn't really mean very much. No, I will not eat I will not eat the green screen, Sam. I am. It's a computer screen. I don't think I can. But if I could, it probably would not taste very good. In fact, it probably wouldn't taste anything at all like food. It might have a very foul taste that leaves me stricken. Or it could end up tasting just like chicken.
Nick, and then Blake, and then... Paul Curtis or Nick?
Nick. Okay, this is my story of a cook. Now here's the story of a girl with a dream to be a culinary cooking whiz, a dream she could easily accomplish, or so it would seem. She was great with customers, yes, good old Tiffany was good, but when it came to her managers, she gave some attitude, yes she would. Not only did she have a hot head, Tiff's grades were down in the dumps, and no culinary school would accept a student that slumps. Now what would she do? She had all these problems. Maybe she'd be better off living in the woods with possums.
Yeah, I could tell. So did I. No, I did.
Ready, Blake?
Yeah.
Is he in the camera?
Alright, I don't know how good it's gonna be because I'm gonna freestyle it, so it's probably gonna be that good at all.
Woohoo! I would just like to preface that this is going to suck, everybody. So you never want to do that when you get on stage. You never want to say this is going to suck. No, don't stand. Go for it, Blake. You're
Blake.
Walking down the street, and I see you looking at me. Are you lost at my beauty? Yeah. Woo! I start running away, and you start to say, hey, 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 like that Albert. I say, leave me alone. You say no. I start running faster and faster, trying to get away, but there's nothing I can do or say. Hey, hey, hey. I turned around because I was going the wrong way. My home was down the street. I was hungry for meat. So I went to the butcher. I said, "Butcher, let me get some of your meat." He said no. So I walked right out the door. I went to the bakery, asked for some cake. Some strawberry cake with some whipped cream on top. He said, no. So I stopped. I looked at him in the eye and I said, "Give me some of your cake." And then I took the cake from him and put it in his face like he was a disgrace. Then I ran because the cops were after me. I ran home to my mommy. My pops hit me in my behind because I was bad. And I was rad at the same time. And I started to fly away because I was on drugs. Up in my room all alone. Nobody knew what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing. Then my mom came in the room and saw me, and I was dead as dead could be.
They went to the butcher and asked for some beans. And then I was flying because I was on drugs.
I get paid to sit here and listen to that. Did you want to do the extra one or no? The yoga girl one or no?
Do it.
You should do it.
Okay, Bria, you're up.
I'll read it.
Oh no, read this one.
I'll read it for you.
I thought you were volunteering.
There should be someone who was completely awkward while reading.
Oh, that was wait, that was I'm not. I had to like control my laughter because he went to a bush and the bush.
Like, have you ever memorized from your notes? I'm going to quote this later in the day.
Can you make sure the camera's
Can I not look at Blake?
Because he wants to meet.
He flew away from the
Oh dear God. Okay.
Oh my God, that was laughing.
Yeah.
My mind will live.
That was poetic face cake.
Go for it.
Shanita, you're not in the video.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, she is.
No, she is.
We.
Rats. Oh, this one's called Turns in Life. Things don't always work in my favor, but I always try to see what's next. Sometimes things happen for a reason, and most times there's no reason at all. The outcome all depends on how much effort you put into a situation, and how much you really care. It seems I do the most for people, but get less done to me in return. At times I think things will change just because I want them to, but then I realize that things only change if really necessary. In most cases in life, it turns for the worst. But as a positive human being, I try to think of the best things that will happen to me. As I try to escape the negative thoughts of bad outcomes, the more things go wrong. I try to make excuses for all bad things that happen, but the only thing I come up with is that it's my fault, and I'm the reason things messed up. But then I begin to think, why should I blame myself for others' actions? Then I hold my head so high, trying to believe good things will happen one day, and I get crushed when things go sour, because I get so hung up on believing that it must happen, but only to me. As a person who can speak from experience of outcomes of bad situations and problems that almost couldn't be solved, I came to the conclusion that life wouldn't be right without an equal balance of both. Human beings go to the edges of the earth searching for a spark of happiness. But in actuality, happiness is born within us. That's why people cry when we're born, enjoy when we're born, and cry when we're gone. So when it doesn't happen, we begin to feel as if we're going to die. But we're not. It's just harsh reality that begins to fill our souls with doubt.
Oh, wait, I found
I'll do
a
it.
character poem.
Fine, let us go.
We're just gonna do one more from Tim and then go. I just want to give everyone a chance to
The last two lines make like really rhymey, like it's intentionally totally rhymey. And then the more you
Just
like,
read your poem. Tim, you should just read your poem. Tim, read it. Tim, read it.
gonna read it.
Okay.
alright.
Alright, Israel.
This is Tim's toenail poem that I've been hearing about for like 3 weeks.
Yes.
Wait, you haven't read it yet, have you?
I haven't read it yet.
Oh.
This is the reading of Toenails of the Yoga Instructor by Timothy.
And this was from the card, right?
Yeah.
Okay. From the 6 card.
A hot moan pierces the nothingness, soon becoming everything. Everything all around me, on top of me, below me. Sweaty hands gripping breasts, soon becoming legs, soon becoming waist. In the dark, her figure makes no sense to me. It doesn't assume the positions I'm used to. I fear I am being swallowed up by the jungle. I enter her and somehow she is entering me. Not welcoming me, nay, more thrusting me into a mad universe of skull-crushing silence. Relative silence, of course, for the creatures are stirring all through the house. Her cool touch sets fire to my desire. Whispering smoky passion into my soul, her breath spreads over me like a warm blanket. Suddenly I am cozy and is drawing near. The animal is gone, replaced by 2 humans, doing their best to make love. Love that does not stop at the summit of the mountain, but keeps going on through the remaining sky and into the heavens. I do not love this girl, nay, but I love that we have so lovingly made. Here is the denouement, and what have I learned? As she lies beside me, I wonder. Never before have I had such pleasure. Of course, it is not merely a physical desire that moves me so. The love is so satisfying, so energetic a love I have never felt. Yet if it is not love, what is it? And in the morning, what do I see? Her toenails have left marks on me.
Well, maybe then.
And like the entire time, it was just so like.
Because first I was like, oh.